Everyone, we're in Psalm 26 today. Psalm 26. Join along with us as we read together. Vindicate me, O Lord, for I have walked in my integrity, and I have trusted in the Lord without wavering. Examine me, O Lord, and try me. Test my mind and my heart. For your loving kindness is before my eyes, and I have walked in your truth. I do not sit with deceitful men, nor will I go with pretenders. I hate the assembly of evildoers, and I will not sit with the wicked. I shall wash my hands in innocence, and I will go about your altar, O Lord, that I may proclaim with the voice of thanksgiving and declare all your wonders. O Lord, I love the habitation of your house, and the place where your glory dwells. Do not take my soul away along with sinners, nor my life with men of bloodshed, in whose hand is a wicked scheme, and whose right hand is full of bribes. But as for me, I shall walk in my integrity. Redeem me and be gracious to me. My foot stands on a level place. In the congregation I shall bless the Lord. Mark, what do you see?
I probably shouldn't admit this, but the only time when I'm traveling that I look around for cops is if I'm speeding. If I'm going by the speed limit, I'm not afraid of the cops. But it's when I know I'm speeding that I keep my eyes open, and if a cop passes me, I look in my rearview mirror to see if they're turning around. I say that, first of all, to confess, but second of all, to say I think that's really part of the issue that the psalmist is getting at here in the first several verses, and maybe the whole thing. When you live a life that is righteous, you don't have to be afraid of God. The psalmist here knows that he's walking with integrity, and he's saying to God, test my heart, test my mind. For your steadfast love is before me. I'll walk in your faithfulness. There's a sense of peace that the psalmist here has, knowing that, not that he's perfect, and certainly we can't say that we're perfect, but he was trying to obey the Lord and doing what God said. And my point that I want to bring out is there's a peace that comes not when you're perfect, but because you are serving God with integrity in your heart. And you know you're doing that. When you see error and sin in your life, you address it and you confess that and you move past it. And then you know you don't have to be afraid of God. The admonition is to try to live that type of life where you don't have to look over your shoulder. You don't have to be afraid of God's judgment. You know that God's going to have mercy on you because you're trying to obey Him. When you and I can live that way, when we know we're trying to worship Him the way He wants us to worship Him, we're trying to live in a way that He is pleased with, there's a sense of peace that comes, and we don't have to be afraid of God. I think that's a wonderful lesson for us.
And ultimately, all that comes back to God. At the very beginning, he talks about the love of God is before his eyes. He walks in God's faithfulness, and all of that leads to this conclusion in Psalm 26. In the great assembly, I will bless the Lord. David brings it all back to God. And when he is around other people, he tells people about God. He blesses God in front of everyone else. I just want us to consider that for a second. Is that my response to what God has done for me with the confidence that I have in God and my faith in God? Am I ready to tell people about Him? Am I ready to bless Him because of what He's done for me and because of His faithfulness, which I now can walk in? I think we need to really be prepared and be ready to tell people about Jesus, to tell people about God because of how good He has been to us, how He has protected us, and how now we can walk with Him because of what He's done for us.
Two great points. I hope those points helped you today. Hope you'll feel a sense of peace as you try to walk before the Lord in integrity. And because of how good God is, make sure you praise Him before others. If you have any thoughts on Psalm 26, let us know in the comments below. Thank you for joining us today. Join us tomorrow as we wrap up our week in the Psalms. Have a great day.